You are living within a timeline, but this isn't the only one open to you right now. Surrounding you, endless realities are vibrating just beyond vision, just beyond sensation, waiting for you to step into them, and yet many stay confined to a single loop, reliving old habits, same outcomes, same struggles, asking why life never shifts though they yearn for more. Let's break this illusion. You're not trapped by fate, destiny, or misfortune. You're stuck because your system, your thoughts, your physical body, your emotional tone, your energy signature is still resonating with the past. You can't escape this by hoping hard. You can't break out by pushing harder. And you definitely can't outsmart the quantum by pretending a true quantum shift isn't about desiring louder. It's about inhabiting a new identity so fully, so clearly, that reality has no option but to reflect that shift. Let's go deeper. Many believe manifesting is about craving, wanting it so much that the universe brings it forth. But here's the unspoken truth. Desire on its own means nothing in the field. The quantum doesn't respond to how badly you crave change. It reacts to how harmonized you are with the new version of you. This means right now, even if you're repeating affirmations, creating vision boards, visualizing endlessly, you may still be emitting the signal of your old timeline. Why? Because inside your body is bonded to the known. Your nervous system still loops through emotional habits. Your subconscious still broadcasts lack, fear, self-doubt, even as your conscious mind pleads, I want love, I want wealth, I want transformation. And here's what most miss: the field doesn't react to the loudest voice, it responds to the strongest signal. Let that settle in. Your most powerful broadcast isn't your words, it's your total vibration. What you believe, what you anticipate, what you embody. That's why saying I am abundant 1,000 times means nothing. If your chest tightens with panic every time you spend money, the field catches the anxiety, not the statement. That's why you can imagine romance all day. But if your heart is guarded and tense, the signal says separation, not union. And this is the trap, the loop, the lock people fall into. They keep looking outside for signs, action, results. They hope life will shift first. But the quantum responds when you shift first from within. It's about becoming the self who already lives in that timeline. Not eventually, not when proof shows up, but right now. And here's the truly astonishing part. Quantum science shows us that every potential already exists. In the realm of possibility, every version of you, every future outcome, they're already there, vibrating in the field. When you align your frequency, you don't create something new. You merge with what was always possible. This is why mystics, scientists, seers across time spoke of vibration numbers and frequency. Nikola Tesla once said, if you understood the magic of 369, you'd grasp the code of the universe. These aren't superstitions. These are clues to the structure of existence, harmonics, the truth that reality follows energetic patterns. So the question is no longer, how do I get it? The real inquiry is, who must I become energetically to connect with the path where it's already real? And becoming isn't pretending. It isn't pretending to be positive. It isn't performance. Becoming is full alignment of soul and system into resonance. This is where quantum transformation begins. You're not here to fight the past. You're here to ascend into a fresh vibration. But before we explore how, pause here, reflect. Take a breath. Ask yourself, which version of you has made today's decisions? What path are you feeding with your attention, your thoughts, your presence? Are you ready to release that version so a new one may unfold? Sit with these truths. Breathe them in. Let them touch your edges. Because next we explore the unseen forces that tie you to old timelines, the patterns, the inner resistance, the deep programming that derails your shift. This is the hidden layer. Few speak of the missing link behind why so many understand quantum creation, but few live its power. Are you ready to face it? Then let's reveal the true reason. Most never shift. It's not laziness, not lack of ambition, and definitely not poor technique. It's because they're still entangled in the identity shaped for survival in their past, and that self, even if it's outdated, is known. And your subconscious clings to the known more than it values growth. The old timeline doesn't ask for your consent, it just needs your habits. Each time you react in the same way, repeat the same tale, expect the same disappointment, you reinforce the path like a groove. In your brain, the more you travel it, the deeper it becomes, and soon you're no longer choosing your timeline. It's choosing you. And this is where physics and brain science meet quantum mechanics. Shows us that the observer collapses potential into a reality. But here's the part most miss: you don't observe with eyes alone, you observe with beliefs, emotions, assumptions, and neuroscience. Tells us that 95% of what we do stems from the subconscious, which holds your emotional memories, traumas, beliefs, your identity. So most of the time it's not your wishes shaping your world, it's your old wiring. Let that settle. You're trying to create from the 5% that's aware, while the 95% still runs on fear, lack, pain, distrust, and survival. The field responds to the dominant signal. So when people say this doesn't work, they really mean, I haven't yet changed the internal observer shaping my field. This is why the loop returns. This is why people switch cities, careers, even partners, and end up in the same pain patterns, because nothing on the outside can override an inner frequency that hasn't been retuned. Put another way, the timeline won't shift if the observer stays the same. What binds you to the old version? Most often it's resistance, and resistance wears many faces. It shows up as hesitation, analysis, apathy, overworking, fear disguised as logic, the voice that whispers, be practical. But resistance always leads back to one core truth. Your system believes staying in the familiar, even if painful, is safer than stepping into the unknown. And this belief isn't mental, it's cellular trauma. Suppression inherited. Fear live in your nervous system. That's why you can know something in theory but still not live it. Why affirmations can feel hollow. Why visualizations fade away. Why you keep looping. The resistance isn't in your thoughts. It's in your biology. When your nervous system is dysregulated, it sends a threat signal to the field even when your lips say, I'm prepared. That energetic mismatch keeps collapsing into the same limited outcomes. It isn't personal. It's physics. Nikola Tesla reminded us, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. This wasn't symbolic. It was literal. Your life is a frequency. Your thoughts, emotions, posture, breath, they combine into a vibrational pattern that either harmonizes with your desired timeline or repels it. This is why many are drawn to numbers like 3, 6, 9, 77 or sacred geometry. They intuitively grasp that the universe communicates in patterns. Frequencies aren't random, they're coded into reality. You're not merely a person living a life. You're a frequency transmitter wired into a responsive field. And you've been relaying the same old signal so long you assumed it was who you are. But here's the good news. You don't have to fight that pattern. You just have to stop fueling it. Let me ask you, where are you still vibrating fear while proclaiming faith? Where are you bracing for rejection while seeking love? Where are you aiming for abundance while feeling unworthy? These subtle contradictions lock timelines in place. In the next phase of this journey, we'll show you exactly what it takes to shift timelines, not just conceptually, but experientially. You'll learn how to align conscious and subconscious, how to regulate your body into coherence, and how to show up as the version of you that already lives in the new reality. But first, I invite you into something genuine. If you've felt part of something, click into alignment. If a piece of you is waking up to your power, subscribe, stay in this space, grow with us. Then drop a single word in the comments, something that represents the loop you're ready to break. Maybe it's fear, scarcity, silence. Name it. Not for me, for you. Naming the loop is the first act of dissolving it. Now we reach the part most people miss, not because it's hidden, but because it's deceptively simple and often overlooked. Shifting timelines isn't about forcing the quantum field to obey you. It's about aligning so completely with the version of you who already lives the reality you desire that the old timeline can no longer support you. Let's break this down. Think of the quantum field like an ocean of potential. Every timeline, every version of you, every outcome you can imagine already exists in that ocean as a wave. When you focus, observe, align, you collapse a particular wave into form. But here's the key. You don't collapse it by wanting it. You collapse it by matching it. And matching isn't just mental, it's emotional, physical, vibrational. It's how your entire system hums when it's coherent. So why do people struggle to match the new timeline? Because they try to reach it by thinking. They intellectualize the shift. I know abundance exists. I know love is possible. I know I can heal. But knowing isn't enough. Your body needs to know. Your emotions need to know. Your breath, posture, habits, identity, they all have to signal, I am now the version of me who belongs in this timeline. This is where embodiment comes in. Embodiment is not a buzzword. It's the missing link. It's the practice of inhabiting the frequency you want before the external world gives permission. Let me give you examples. Shifting to an abundance timeline. Embodiment might mean spending money with trust instead of panic, breathing into your body when scarcity arises instead of spiraling into fear, being open to opportunities instead of bracing for rejection. Shifting to a love timeline? Embodiment might mean softening your heart when you want to close down, taking emotional risks, practicing vulnerability even when old wounds say hide. Shifting to a health timeline? Embodiment might mean treating your body as though it's already healing, feeding it respect, exercising with gratitude, resting with care. See the pattern? You don't wait for the timeline to shift to start living differently. You live differently, and the timeline shifts. This is why so many manifestation efforts fail. They're conditional. I'll feel grateful when I get the job. I'll relax when I find the relationship. I'll feel abundant when the money arrives. But the quantum doesn't work that way. The field isn't testing or punishing you. It reflects you. And reflection is instantaneous, not delayed. This brings us back to Tesla's wisdom, the 369 Universal Code. These aren't superstitions. They remind us life is organized by energy, not effort. So the real work becomes, can you become coherent? Can you align your mind, heart, body, and actions even before anything external changes? Can you hold the signal long enough for the wave to collapse? Here's the paradox nobody mentions. The timeline doesn't shift because you grow tired of waiting. It shifts when waiting is no longer part of your vibration. Pause. Breathe that in. This is the quantum code. The version of you who already lives the desired reality isn't in the future. They're vibrating right now on a frequency you can access today. The question is, will you tune to it? Before we continue, reflect. What would your day look like if you behaved, breathed, and moved as the version of you who already exists in that timeline? What small choices would change? Which emotional habits would shift? What conversations would stop or begin? This isn't about grand gestures. It's about consistent, subtle alignment. In the next section, we'll dive into how to turn these insights into practice, how to stop looping through information and start living the shift moment by moment. Are you ready to embody the timeline you've been chasing? Let's begin here. The only practice that matters is the one you actually live. We live in a time when it's easy to collect knowledge, techniques, and manifesting videos, and yet never integrate them. Why? Because consuming feels like progress. But true progress only happens when body, breath, actions start to match the information. So how do we bring quantum shift into daily life? First, master microalignment. Most think timeline shifts require huge drama, but the quantum field responds to coherence, not magnitude. A small action done with pure, aligned intent can carry more vibrational power than a frantic, desperate grand gesture. Here are everyday examples. Shifting toward abundance? Take a deep breath when scarcity thoughts come instead of spiraling into fear. Express gratitude for small resources. I have enough. Spend with presence and trust, not panic or guilt. Shifting toward love. Open your stance when you feel the urge to shrink or vanish. Extend warmth instead of retreating in self-defense. Let kindness speak through you. Even when tenderness feels risky, if you're leaning into healing, your practice could be noticing the quiet flickers of aliveness within, selecting food, motion, and rest from a place of reverence. Not discipline, noticing the voice that judges and turning it into one that uplifts. These gentle gestures are quantum codes. They inform the field. This is me now, not who I wish to become, but who I've chosen to be today. And here's what many overlook. This isn't a practice of getting it perfect, it's the art of returning. You'll waver. You'll fall back into old habits, old emotions. You'll find yourself thinking or acting from an outdated version. A view that's not failure, that's life. The strength isn't in never stumbling, it's in how quickly you find your way back each time you catch yourself drifting into the past and lovingly redirect your focus. You reinforce the new path each time you pause, breathe, and pick harmony over disorder. You fortify the shift each time you behave as if the future is already real, even if your world hasn't mirrored it yet. You condense the potential into form. This is the sacred motion of living the quantum truth now. Let's explore the tools for some. It's breathwork, stillness, or visual journeys that recalibrate the system for others. Sacred patterns like 369 or 777 or sound vibrations feel deeply resonant. These aren't gimmicks, they're stabilizers for the soul. They tell the deeper mind, I'm synchronized with the new. But know this, no tool works without your embodied presence. You can't delegate your shift to a ritual. The ritual holds power because you show up, so here's your call for today. Find one old cycle you're ready to rewrite. Pick one clear, doable action that embodies your new path and commit to it today. With awareness, honesty, and love. Maybe it's something as simple as taking 3 slow breaths before reacting. Maybe it's voicing one truth from your courageous self, not your fearful self. Maybe it's closing your eyes and envisioning yourself wrapped in your chosen energy. It's not about the action, but the energy behind it. And the gift is, the quantum doesn't wait. It responds now as you move into this work. Remember, you're not doing this alone. You belong to a tribe of souls reclaiming their light, reawakening their power, and remembering how to flow with the unseen. And this space, this channel, is here to walk with you before we move into the final leg of this shared path, the part where we learn to maintain the shift and truly reside in the new timeline. I invite you, if something inside you stirred, if you feel that heartbeat of newness awakening, click subscribe. Stay close to these stories, stay near this field, and in the comments, offer just one action you're committing to today. One small move that anchors you in your next evolution. Maybe it's breathe, maybe trust, maybe soften. Your word counts, your action counts because you count. And now, we've arrived at the final step you've walked through. Science, energy, the subconscious, and practices that ground it all. But now comes the heart of it. How do you maintain the change? Because the quantum doesn't care if you visit the new timeline briefly. It responds when you reside there. Many treat manifestation like it's one-time magic. They visualize, they affirm, they journal, they wait. But when results lag, they slip back into old frequencies, unaware that the real power is in the staying, lasting transformation, is the true miracle. Let's make this clear. This doesn't mean forcing yourself to always feel amazing. It doesn't mean denying hardship or faking positivity. It means building the strength to recalibrate again and again, every time you fall, and gently rise again. You send out a clearer signal every time you notice the pull of the past and still choose the future. You wire in change every time you speak, move, or breathe like you already are who you're becoming. You untether from the old. This isn't punishment, this is mastery. You're learning to embody the frequency that bends reality, not now and then, but as a living rhythm. So here's a simple, how to see into first, conscious tuning. Don't start your morning with your task list, start by attuning. Ask yourself, what energy am I carrying today? Is it doubt or confidence, resistance or ease? Set your tone before your feet even touch the floor. Second, aligned behavior. Practice micro choices all day long. Track when your actions mirror your new identity. And when they don't. If you want abundance, are you giving or hoarding? If you want love, are you softening or shielding? If you want wellness, are you nourishing or ignoring? Small, consistent moves matter more than rare, huge leaps. Third, emotional integrity. You'll get triggered. It's human. You'll question your path. That's normal. What counts is coming back. Breathe. Center. Remember the version of you who already knows. This is me now. Fourth, symbols and allies. Surround yourself with cues that guide your nervous system into the new frequency. Whether it's numbers, affirmations, or meaningful imagery, they matter. Stick with groups and voices that echo your chosen path. Let your environment support you, not pull you away. And finally, gratitude amplifies. It's the emotional marker of already having. When you feel grateful, you say to the universe, I'm synced. I'm open. I'm whole. This strengthens your energy and speeds up your shift. Remember, you're not doing this to reach a finish line, you're doing it because this moment is the destination. You're not chasing a future, you're embodying it. Thank you for traveling this path with me. You're not the same soul who hit play, you're vibrating on a new note, carrying a new light, a fresh imprint, an activated spark within. The magic isn't in remembering each word here. The magic is in what you do next. So here's your prompt. Not a task, not a goal. Just a soulful invitation within the next 24 hours. Surprise yourself, do one thing, just one, that belongs to the version of you already living your new life. Maybe it's a decision, a message, a tiny inner shift. It doesn't need to be loud, it just needs to be true. And when you do it, know this. You're not hoping for change, you're embodying it. If this video lit something inside you, I'd love you to subscribe, not as a follower of content, but as a participant in this rising field, where awakening is the norm and frequency is everything. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your light. Thank you for choosing to become more of who you are. Keep showing up, keep choosing, keep surprising yourself, because every time you do, the quantum responds.